And welcome to Musicians Reveal. I'm Joe Kelley, and I'm very excited today because we have a true legend, living legend who has been through the ranks of music, played with Rock and Roll Hall of Famers. He's been inducted into Hall of Fames, traveled internationally. He is the Pope of Funk, and he's here with us. Finally, Sir Waldo Weathers. Great to have you, brother.
Yeah, man. How you doing? Good to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad that we reached out to you. I think the first CD you may have sent us was Sexual Fulfillment, the solo
Was that the
CD.
first, was that the first one? My first actual CD. I don't know if that's the one I sent you, but my first actual CD was Waldo the Country Sax.
That's right. Yeah, I
Yeah,
wanted to get into that a little bit because you made your name before James Brown,
yeah.
playing a lot of country music and been inducted into the Hall of Fame. Tell us about the country music.
Man, country music. I love it. As a matter of fact, I was looking last night on a old thing with Hank Williams Jr.
Okay.
I love me some Hank. I love me
Yeah.
some Hank.
They're-
Redneck as hell. I love it. I love
yeah, I'm not denying what you said.
Bo Cephas.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
So you were born and grew up in Louisville, Kentucky, right?
right, right.
Yeah. Uh, how much? I know the Derby just finished out there. Was that the huge part of the culture out there? Did you ever get involved in that?
No, I really didn't, and it's so funny. Uh, what Churchill Downs is
Hmm.
from my house, I could walk to it in about 30 minutes,
Oh wow! So yeah,
and
you were right
and
there.
I've never ever been there my whole life. Never
Wow.
been
Yeah.
there. It's like somebody living in New York City that said they never seen the Statue of Liberty. It's
I've
crazy.
seen it from afar, but I never have been in it, to be honest. I grew up down
Really?
there. Yeah, yeah. Been every, my dad worked in Manhattan and grandfather, but yeah, I've been
Yeah,
everywhere else. But
it's crazy. It's crazy.
now
But
when
yeah,
you got started into music, there you go. You got the nice Saxual for you. That is cool.
yeah. Let's see. Get a
Yeah, there we go. Wow. That is nice. Looking crystal clear and everything. Yeah.
yeah. Putting it out on the market here pretty soon.
Okay.
And start my own brand of clothing, so to say.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of artists are doing things like that, whether it be the instrument or clothing. I guess you have to
Yeah.
the way things are set up these days.
Oh man.
Yeah.
The way things are set up is crazy.
Yeah. Well,
You
before yeah,
can't
go
make
ahead.
no money. You can't make no money doing music
Yeah,
unless
yeah.
you're a superstar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A lot of like you're paying to play in a lot of places down in
Yeah,
around
yeah.
the world. Yeah. That is sad. Yeah. But anyways, before we get into all of that, let's get back to when you were a little kid in Louisville, Kentucky, not going to Churchill Downs. You found how did you find yourself into music?
My whole family is uh musical.
Okay.
My father was a jazz organist, and my mother was a gospel organist. My older sister was an organist. Uh, then the brother after me was an organist, and for whatever reason, it just kind of skipped over me. I I started playing piano, very
Oh,
very
okay.
young,
Right.
and then but it wasn't really hitting my button.
Hmm.
So I went on to do other things. I went from piano to drums to bass, and then clarinet, then saxophone.
Wow. And you rested on saxophone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What kind of sax did you choose in the beginning to play?
Well, I mean, you know, back then it wasn't about choosing; it was about what you could get.
Right.
Yeah. Uh, in school, I was still in school, and in junior high school,
Mhm.
and I ended up on clarinet because they didn't have any more saxophones.
Okay.
And so I was kind of bent out of shape about that. And I played clarinet. And then finally I kept on crying to my mother and so forth. And she went out and got me a sax.
Oh, okay.
So that was, well, I guess I was about 10, about
Mhm.
10 years old. I
Right.
forget what grade it was. But then ever since then, it's been saxophone.
So
And
you always hear stories. I hear stories about kids when they get into music that they get the pressure from their classmates or neighborhood friends, like, come on out and play ball, whatever, and you have to
yeah,
rehearse. Did you deal with some of that?
oh yeah. But 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 for me, as far as coming out and play,
Mhm.
my thing was my mother and grandmother kept me so protective. My friends used to call me a yard boy.
Right.
I used to have to stay
Right.
behind. We had a white picket fence, around
Right.
the house, and every now and then they let me go out, go down to the park. The park was like four houses down from where we lived,
Mhm.
and but back in the 50s, it was kind of not that easy. We had cause it was all black neighborhood, and
Mhm.
uh things I remember are like we had guys that would be on top of the school building
Oh, wow.
with rifles and guns and stuff. I lived in the area called Fort Hill,
Okay.
and it was like every area was very protective, you know.
Mhm.
And if you wasn't supposed to be there, they let you know, And a lot of times the police wouldn't even come. And if they did
Oh,
come,
wow.
they came with more than one car.
Right, right.
Yeah, it was kind
So
of like
yeah.
Wild
Yeah, it
Wild
wasn't an
West.
easy it wasn't an easy, childhood. That's for
No,
sure. No.
no, but it was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sure you can reminisce. I mean, you're reminiscing now, but yeah, with your family and friends and, you know.
Yeah,
Now maturing into playing, as a teenager and then your professional gigs, when did that occur?
I started playing nightclubs when I was 12,
Mm,
and I'm in the house playing piano, and this guy drove up in front of the house in a light blue Chevy
okay.
Impala, and he walks up the walkway. I said, "Mama, Mama, somebody's coming." So she comes to the door. Guy knocks on the door. Says, "Is this where Waldo Weathers lives?" "Yes. Can I help you?" "Well, I like for him to play in my band." So, what? play in the band, you know?
I don't let let 'em
And
cross the picket fence.
yeah, yeah. So it's kind of like, well, how do you know about him?
Right, right.
And so forth. And because I had been out playing, a couple of little places where
Mhm.
I could get out to. And so the guy told my mother that he would take care of me and everything, and he would be responsible. My mother looked at me and I looked at her like, yeah, yeah, man, yeah. And so off we go, you
Right.
know. And so I started playing at the typical, uh, actually across the tracks restaurant, a place called Drake's.
Okay.
And man, that was God. I remember things like a woman being shot in her thing
Right.
right
Oh,
right in front of me. You know, I'm
yeah.
on stage playing, and the woman's up there dancing with somebody,
Mhm.
and her husband or boyfriend comes in the door, and he comes right up to her, and bang,
Wow.
and the club is cleared out.
Right.
So we had a lot of things like that going on, and it's kind of place where we had these other sax players
Uh-huh.
that would walk in the door with their horn playing, while we playing. They just walk in the door and just playing. Some
Wow.
bad catch.
Right.
And but there's like, heavy drinkers on drugs and stuff,
Right.
really wasn't stable, to keep a gig, but they could play.
Right. Right.
But it was quite an adventure. One of those things where I wasn't allowed to go out into the audience. I had to go from the stage to the dressing room.
Oh, okay. So you had a chaperone somewhere in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
next?
the
Yeah.
drummer. Yeah,
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah.
and so that was my thing. When we get there, we set up and everything. Then go to the dressing room and everything that I needed, I wanted. I just had to ask for it. They would bring it back, so forth.
Right. Right.
So it was cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I mean, it
Yeah,
sounds like an interesting time and, got you
yeah,
all through where you went through in your career. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, we should remind our viewers and listeners, you can go to sirwaldoweathers.net. You see sirwaldoweathers.net for all information. You can inquire about booking gigs and go to SoundCloud. All the links are there, his
Yeah.
history as well. And you just had a gig in a jazz club out your way, right? You're out in Stuttgart, Germany, I
Yeah,
believe, right? Yeah.
yeah. Played the Bix Jazz Club
Okay.
here in Stuttgart, and just had a little short tour and some a couple of places in Italy,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Alexandra and I can't remember the name of the other one, Milan or something.
Right.
Um, I just go.
Yeah. And I
I
know
just
you
get,
got, yeah, you just
I
go.
just get to navigate and go.
Right. And you've got a gig in August coming up at a festival, I think.
In
August 3rd.
August, at the Theater House here in Stuttgart.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's a place we've been trying to get into for the past 9 years. It's like, I guess you would say, kind of like equivalent to the Apollo. You
Right.
know,
Right. It's the place
yeah,
the place.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. You got to be there.
Right.
But it's a big place. It has several different rooms.
Mhm.
Uh, size rooms and everything. And but we're gonna hit it August the 3rd.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. You can also go to YouTube and just type in Waldo Weathers or Waldo Weathers. Great performance videos up there. And you can really see yourself singing and the band and, great entertainment. That's the way it should be. And you grew up with a show as well as great musicianship. So, thank
yeah,
you for that. Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I was lucky doing that.
Right. So let's get into a guy who I met back in 82 or 83. And I wish I had appreciated him back then because I had just gotten into radio when I was 18 years old. I think it was 82, but I met him backstage. Our station was sponsoring the concert. It was James Brown and Wilson Pickett on the bill. I don't think you had joined the band by then.
No.
But yeah, let's get to where James Brown said, "Hey, Waldo Weathers, we want you to be in my ensemble." How did that happen?
I'm doing a gig. I was living in Nashville at the time,
Okay.
Nashville, Tennessee, and doing a New Year's Eve gig at this hotel with the group. And friend of mine, Sweet Charles
Right.
Sherrell.
Rest in peace, right?
But yeah, right.
Yeah,
But he
yeah.
passed away. So I go up to him. I said, just kind of joking with him, hey man, give me a gig. And 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 he's kind of paused and looks at, man. Me and James was talking about a baritone sax player just the other day.
Mhm.
He said, I'll check it out.
Right.
So that's yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah. I've heard that before.
Right.
So about 3 months later, I'm playing another club downtown Nashville, BB King's, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And we're about ready to hit our last note for the night. And Sweets walks in the door, walks straight up to the stage and said, hey man, you know that gig that we were talking about? I said, yeah. He said, you got it.
Wow.
And I said, what? What?
Right.
And he said, here, take this number and call the office Monday morning, and they'll send you a ticket, and set you up and everything. And have your bags packed, because after the week rehearsal, we'll go to Australia for 17 days.
Mm.
I said, okay. So I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
Were
So,
there rehearsals before you guys flew out there, or was it just fly out
yeah,
there?
oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we some deadly rehearsals.
Yeah, they're legendary. Yeah. What? Who was the
Yeah.
band leader back then when you joined?
Sweets was the
Okay.
band leader.
Yeah, a good bass player too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aretha Franklin and all.
Right.
So I got Sweets to give me a tape of the show, so I get an idea of what's happening. And so he gave me a tape, played the tape, and I learned the songs. Then I got to rehearsal, and then started rehearsing. And like Jane, Mr. Brown kind of looked back, and it's like he noticed that I didn't have a music stand.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it was like, he just assumed, that I just knew the stuff. And then he found out that I couldn't read music.
Oh, okay.
And then, so, we kind of took a little pause and said, Mr. Weathers, he said, man, you playing all the songs, can't read a note. This guy got music in front of his face, can't play it. He said, you got a job. It's so funny. You can't read a note. You know the music. You can hear the music. They got the music in front of the face and can't play it.
Could James? Could he read music?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, right.
No.
And look how he turned out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of cats like that, man.
Yeah.
He just knew what he wanted to hear.
Yeah.
And he played a little bit of organ and a guitar and drums. But if he couldn't read it, but he can hum to you,
Right.
The funny thing is when he would sing to you what he wanted you to play,
Hmm.
you had to figure out what he was humming.
Oh, okay.
And we kind of all just look, look at each other. Like, yes, sir, Mr. Brown. Yeah, yes, sir. And
Right.
then we'll kind of come up with some solution of what whoever was supposed to be playing what
Right.
is. That's right. That's right. No, 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 no. Yeah, it's so funny.
You
But
almost have to learn a new language right there to be able
yeah,
to function,
it
right?
was
Yeah. Yeah.
language. Yeah, it was hilarious. But
Now,
it was
with horns being such a integral part of James Brown music, and what was the toughest song for you to get to, horns wise? Were there any, or
no,
how
no.
about a favorite song that you love to do in concert?
My favorite song. My favorite song was "If I Ruled the World."
Oh, okay.
Because it was kind of like a big band orchestrated
Mhm.
type thing.
Right.
A lot of movement, and by me playing baritone, because like I said, when I was a kid, uh, bass was actually my first instrument, bass.
Okay.
I taught myself how to play bass. I still to this day don't know how I done that
Mhm.
because I didn't know how to tune the bass, up. But I had it was an old Hawaiian slide guitar that we had in the closet,
Mhm.
and I don't know who it belonged to. And I used to listen to the radio and play bass things on this guitar,
Right.
but I don't know how I tuned it up. I don't know
Mm.
how I figured that out. I have no idea. But
Hey, ingenuity.
so
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm already, basically a bass cat,
Uh-huh.
and so I'm playing baritone, and and so in between that and playing tenor and stuff, I just kind of knew how to follow the movements, and
Okay.
so forth, where to come in, where not to come in. Uh, a lot of times he had me like the horn section might climb up.
Mhm.
He would have me climb down,
Right.
and vice versa and so forth. It was really, really pretty interesting. Uh, and then my other favorite tune was "I Got the Feeling."
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Do you do
Huh?
that one in your own set for your band? Do you do that song in your own set?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I do. My group is kind of basically called the soul of James Brown,
Okay. Yeah.
and I I do James Brown and a lot of other funk tunes. I've started throwing in some original songs and so forth.
Right. Yeah.
And
Nothing's better than playing your own music, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
but for me, it's kind of different. A lot of times I'm kind of afraid to play my own music. I don't
Uh-huh.
know why.
Yeah.
It's like you can play it on Spotify or blah blah blah.
Right. Right.
But as far as me playing it live, it took a long time before I got there. So I'm still kind of going there slowly but surely, you know.
Right, right,
But it's you know, i- if you're going to be an artist, you got to play your own shit.
right. Yeah.
You know.
I seen you covered Prince's Kiss. You did a nice version of that. I saw that. I forget where I saw that.
Oh, Kiss? Did I do Kiss?
Yeah, yeah. You guys were doing Kiss. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was somewhere on YouTube.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Somewhere.
you weren't
Yeah,
the lead singer, but you were coming in on the chorus, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who my my guitar player or drummer. I forget who done it. Yeah, but
Right.
that's when we used to do that and um uh uh damn what's the other one? Everlasting Now.
Oh yeah, Everlasting. Yeah, that was kind of
Yeah,
towards the
yeah,
later part of his career. Yeah.
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 Those.
Prince told the story, I guess when he was a little kid backstage and watching James Brown on stage. And did Prince
Mhm.
ever come to your gigs? We ever? I know he when you were in the band, was he there?
He came because he was there before I came,
Right.
but uh, I have a Prince story.
Oh, go ahead. We're Prince fans.
His uh shit. What's his sax player's name?
Eric Leeds.
Eric.
Yeah, brother
So
was the manager with James. Yeah.
yeah, right. And so Eric came to rehearsal in Augusta.
Okay.
This is before Prince.
Right.
And so he came there and wanted to audition. So Brown let him audition. And he played a couple of songs with us.
Hmm.
And then Brown stopped and said, "Son," he said, "you're not ready." He said, "You're not ready, son. Thank you." And no later than a month later, he
Yeah.
was with Prince. I
Wow.
said, "Damn."
Yeah.
You know,
It was
what
meant to
the
be.
hell?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. We've had Eric on the show. He's a great guy. Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
And so it's crazy how things work because when I first met Mr. Brown, it was a gig in Louisville, Kentucky. I think I was 16, 17, something. I was working at this hotel,
Mhm.
Albert Pick Hotel, and that's where him and the band were staying. And so they had ordered some food. So I took the food to the room, not really knowing whose room I'm going to. I'm just, got a number and I'm going to this room.
Right.
So I go there and knock on the door, and a bunch of guys and stuff in there. I knock on the door, and Mr. Brown opened the door, and they're like, come on in there,
Right.
So I set the food out and everything, paid me and everything, and I'm going back, and then so I did get to go to the show that night, and when I got there, a lot of friends and stuff, and um, I want to say Bootsy was playing
Okay.
bass, and but the gig was at a place called the Golden Barrel Lounge. It was an old bowling alley that they turned into a club. And so, for whatever reason, right before the show, all the power went off. Everything
Oh.
just popped, just blacked out,
Hmm.
and they couldn't figure out what was happening. And Bootsy started playing one note, like a boom, 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 boom,
Hmm.
boom, 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 boom. Man, he played that one note, that rhythm, I know a good 10, 15 minutes
Wow.
by himself, and then uh one of the drummers come in and just just kind of locked in with him. But he played that, man, and the whole place, the head is just bobbing and just rocking. Just that one note
Mhm.
coming through his amp, the sound system wasn't even on. And man, that is an event that I would never ever forget. And at the same time, that same night, uh, one of the horn players, don't remember which horn player it was, came up to me and asked me if I wanted to join the band to play baritone. Now
Okay.
I don't remember why they didn't have a baritone, because at first Maceo was playing baritone, and then St. Clair was playing baritone. But the story with St. Clair was that, I don't know if it's doing that same time, but when St. Clair was pulling out of the driveway, he forgot his baritone and ran over his baritone.
Ooh. That's a
So that might have been during the same period.
right, right.
And so the cat asked me, and I said, no, not really, because I was already making money. I was making a lot of money, and
Mhm.
I'm trying to figure out why I was working at this hotel, because I was playing with this white crew,
Mhm.
and one of the biggest paid groups in Louisville, and of course I was the only black cat,
Mhm.
and I mean I was making, I think, about 500 or so a week, and that was like, people didn't make that kind of money,
Right.
and this is the mid '60s,
Okay.
and but I said no, I didn't want the gig, and so I missed my shot at being one of the Horny Horns.
With Fred.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Fred's been on our show. We saw Fred in concert in Hartford, Connecticut a few years back. So
yeah.
yeah, good
Very
guy.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just here a couple of weeks ago, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, I didn't get a chance to see him.
Does his
Um,
daughter still manage him?
yeah,
I know his.
Joy.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, Joy. Yeah.
yeah, and but he comes over quite a bit. Last time that he was here, he called me,
Okay.
and just to say hello. He said, "Cause there's not many of us left no more, 'cause we all,
Yeah.
yeah, that was after a while after Sweets had passed,
Mhm.
and so now the only ones over here are me and Martha High,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Martha's great.
and cause then Pee Wee died, you know,
Right.
and so kind of dwindling away. Then we had one of the other drummers died last week. Uh,
Oh really?
Bucci, Bucci wrote about that. I forgot. I can't remember his name, but it was back when Bucci was playing bass with Brown. Uh, I had to try to
Yeah.
find out who. I can't remember who, but he
I
died.
just remember when I met James Brown. It was, I think it was '83. He was on tour with Wilson Pickett, and I think they did 2 shows, and I did the shift for the nighttime DJ who was the MC that night. So after my shift for him, I came in. It was in intermission. I went down and I was introduced to James Brown, and he had his hair up in curlers. And I just remember the one thing he just said to me, "God bless you, son."
Yeah, God bless you. God bless you.
Yeah, that's what he said. And I met Wilson Pickett. I'm like, I just wish. I mean, I'm amongst greats, and here I am. I know they were great performers, but yeah, it was. I remember this. We were talking to the guitar player. I think he was in the Living in America video, bass player, guitar player. And he was backstage smoking a cigarette on the side of the stage. And right before James came out, he said, "Put that out." I forget who it was.
Well, it had to be Ron Laster.
Okay.
Yeah,
he was a nice guy. He said after the show, you guys come and hang out, but we didn't hang out. But yeah.
But it's funny for Mr. Brown to tell him to put the cigarette out, because he smoked every now and again.
Oh, okay.
Different things.
Oh, okay.
And then but Brown had this thing of, you never really knew what he was going to say or do at any given time.
Oh, okay.
So for him to come out of the dressing room and tell whoever it was to put the cigarette out was just an ego thing.
Yeah, it wasn't in character. It was just, hey, he was in that mood. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Mr. Brown could laugh. You could be in a circle, just, him and some of the guys just laughing, talking shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, somebody got a $50 fine.
Oh, yeah, the fine,
Just out of the blue.
Right.
Because something that he wanted to do at the time.
Right.
Had no reason to do it, but he just done it because he could.
When you get fined, how tough is that to go to the next gig and not be pissed off, or was it part of it?
Well, I mean, it's like the fines were different levels.
Oh, okay.
And he made the fine. You didn't know what the fine was until it was time to get paid a lot of times. Or sometimes he would, like doing a gig, he would be good about fining the bass players or the drummers.
Right.
He'll flash them,
Oh.
5, 10, 15, 20, 10, right. 20, 30, 40, 50, So you didn't know, but I know the lowest was normally $50. He got fined. And I remember one event when we played the Apollo, one of our guys got pissed off about something and went outside and he kicked the bus bumper.
Ooh.
I mean, we got, big, giant bus made of steel.
Right.
And he just got pissed off and kicked the bus bumper. One of Brown's people seen it, went back and told it.
Yeah.
Mr. Brown, so-and-so kicked the bus bumper. Like
who's going to do that?
Like kicking a light pole,
Right.
So what? And he charged him. He fined him $500.
Wow.
For kicking a bus bumper. So you don't know what comes or when it comes. It just comes when it comes.
And there was no appeal court for it, right?
Oh no. I mean, you could you could go to them and ask them to give you the money back, and I would say 90% of the time he wouldn't.
Right.
But you know, some people every now and then he would give it back.
Right.
But like we played Music City Radio City Music Hall,
Right.
and so we had sound check. Mr. Brown wasn't there, so we did sound check, ran over things, and sound checks over. Gig starts at 8, 9 o'clock. So I said, well, I need to go to the music store, get me some reeds or whatever. So just down the street at I think it was Manning's Music, and I went down the street, got me some box of reeds and so forth, and was kind of talking to the people and stuff. I got back, everybody was on stage rehearsing with Mr. Brown.
Oh,
I walked in and said, "Shit, what the hell is this?" As soon as I walked in the door, Mr. Brown turned around and see me. Yeah, $50, son.
right. He thought you went to Times Square.
Yeah, it got me. It don't matter.
Right.
You left the premises,
Yeah.
and you need to be there for when he calls.
Right. Right.
When even though everything is done, finished, but if he come in, then it start again.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I got my little
Yeah.
share.
Taste that. Well, I wanted to touch on this because I know probably for you a big gig was playing Woodstock #2 in '99.
Yeah.
We had Bernie Worrell on the day or two after. They played in I think it was like the tent, but you played on the big stage. And
Yeah.
when James Brown is calling out Waldo, and giving you a good
Yeah.
spotlight there, that's got to feel good, right?
Yeah.
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 What was the preparation for that, because there was a lot going on stage for Woodstock, and what was the experience like? And did you make it out before they started going crazy?
Oh, it's like there's really no preparation. Things happen when they happen. When things he calls it when he wants to call it,
Mhm.
and you just better be ready.
Right, right.
Because if you're not ready, then you're going to get fined.
Mhm.
You're going to get fined, and you might not be called again. And so, but man, what 100,000 people or so,
Yeah, it
man,
looked
that
like
it
it. Yeah,
was stupid. It was
right.
really, you look out, and as far as you can see is just people,
Wow.
and it was just ridiculous. Then the but for him to call your name, and especially he started calling my name after my solo
Right.
and saying, "Everybody do the Waldo.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Everybody do the Waldo." And that just I don't know how or why that came up. I think one time when I took a solo, I went back from the center stage to the horn section. Now
Mhm.
I was doing some kind of little dance,
Oh, okay.
and Brown caught it, and, and and then just started, you know, do the Waldo, do the Waldo. So they, so they started doing like me, and then it was so strange because after I had left, I forgot what year it was. He they did a tour, and for whatever reason, I got left behind.
Oh, okay.
Me, and one of the other singers got left behind, and they came over here in Europe, and the deal was, we can't afford to take you and so, so we'll pick you up when we come back. Well, they didn't,
Okay. Yeah.
and so they picked up the other person because they lived there in Augusta
Hmm.
also, and they kind of went to him, asked to come back,
Right.
I mean Nashville at the time,
Right.
and so I think it was about 4 or 5 years I was off,
Okay.
and then they did a show somewhere, and again, they did the song, and Brown was still every time they did the song, still saying, "Everybody do the Waldo,"
Oh, okay. You
but
still,
but,
yeah.
but
What?
Waldo wasn't
Yeah.
there.
Right. Yeah. Where's
And,
Waldo?
yeah, and so yeah, right,
Yeah.
and so the band leader Holly Ferris at the time said, "Mr. Brown, you call his name out every night. Why don't you just get him back?"
Hmm.
And he said, "You're right, Mr. Brown. You're right." So the office called me, "Mr. Brown, I want you to come back. We're going overseas uh, December 26th, and we'll send you a ticket." And of course,
Pass on Christmas.
he died December 25th,
Yeah.
and I said, "Damn, he fucked me again."
Yeah. I remember we were up in Montreal because my wife's from Montreal. And I remember I was like, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was really unbelievable moment to just go from having uh, a little chest pain or whatever it was. I don't even remember,
Yeah.
for him to go to the hospital and not leave. You know,
Yeah.
uh, but you never know.
Yeah.
You
You got to
have
take
no
every
idea.
moment the way it is. Yeah. And cherish it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you notice like in his later years? I mean, yeah, obviously he probably wasn't doing splits like he did in the prime, but did he
Mhm.
have a drop off through your years on stage, or like everybody gets a little older, or was he always right where he
No,
was?
he 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 seemed to always known to be in pretty good shape.
Okay.
Because he had a masseuse, Mr. Fuller, uh, and he would call if he felt like he wasn't doing good, he would call Mr. Fuller. Mr. Fuller fly in and give him a massage and so forth. He Fuller used to uh, do some of the massages for Muhammad Ali and some of the other big fighters.
Right.
So he was on top of his game,
Right.
and so Brown was solid.
Mhm.
That cat was solid. You touched Mr. Brown's arm or
Right.
leg, and it's like you touching a brick wall.
Yeah, he was like
It
stocky
was
and
so
everything.
like
Yeah.
so
Right.
tight, solid,
Right.
and but then during that time that I wasn't there, that when he started losing the weight and so forth, you kind of see him,
Yeah.
kind of coming down.
Looking back at the pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, man, we had our ups and downs and so forth.
But you can't take away the great performances and the recordings and
And you
you
can't,
know, and
you,
you added to his career. So,
yeah,
just like he added to you. Yeah.
you can't do it, man. It's I feel, and the thing about it is so many guys much better than me, much better than me that would have loved to been with him but didn't get the opportunity. So I feel really blessed to have been given the opportunity
Right.
to do that. And it's funny how you say uh things, some things are just meant to be. So I got an offer one time and I turned it down.
Hmm.
And then I got an offer again, which is
Yeah.
normally not the way it works. Normally you get
Right.
an offer one time and that's
That's
the
it.
end of it. So it's like you're supposed to be there.
Hmm.
You're gonna be there whenever, however, whether you like it or not, you're
Yeah.
gonna be there. You're gonna be
You were
there.
you were destined to be there for 15
Yeah,
years.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
really, really strange how that happens. But I really a lot, learned a lot, and I miss the time. I, miss him and a lot of his stupid, crazy ways and so forth. And
Yeah.
a lot of things that he did and said made no sense at the time, but then later we found out a lot of stuff that he said happened or
Right.
was happening, and nobody else knew it, but he knew it.
Mhm.
And it was like, what? For real? Like what? Like he had this thing. He didn't watch a lot of television.
Okay.
He said, "Son, don't watch television." He said, "Cause you think you watching television, and television is actually watching you."
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it's like, you know, and then comes now, especially now. I don't know if people actually notice it, but you can be in your house and you and your family, wife or whatever, can be sitting back talking about something, and then you get on your telephone, on your cell phone, and that item pops up on your
Yeah.
phone.
Happened plenty of times here. They're tracking with the
Yeah,
cookies and
man, and
stuff.
that's
Yeah.
that's that's fucked up, dude.
Yeah, I know.
That's really fucked up.
Right. And to try to block all that is a lot of work. And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You gotta close this and close
Yeah,
that.
right.
But then all of a
So
sudden you need your data thing open, so you open it, then you forget to close it again. But it tracks everything. What your phone can be off or on mute,
mhm.
and the telephone hears what you're talking about, and you be looking for searching for something else than the thing that you talked about 2 or 3 days ago. There it is on your phone.
Right, right.
You know, you know.
Even
And
on YouTube videos, it pops
yeah,
up. Yeah, like, wow. But
yeah.
hey, before we get going, Sir Waldo, I wanted to you know, for our viewers to find out what brought you out to Stuttgart and making your home. You've been out there quite a while, right?
16 years.
Right.
16 years. And can't speak a damn word of this shit. I can't speak, man. I'm 74, and my brain just says this is where it stops, son.
Yeah.
He said,
I
if you don't know it when you get there, you ain't gonna learn it after you leave.
my
So,
first wife was from Taiwan. My current wife is from Montreal, so her first language is French.
I,
And I hear you when you say the older you get, it's like you could learn it, but somehow you're tired or you don't make the effort, or it's I don't know.
I have two kids here,
Okay.
and one 12, another one is 8, 7, 8, and uh, my little girl speaks English, but my son doesn't.
Okay.
And it's really hard for us to communicate a lot of times. But it's like and I've went to school to learn how to speak German.
Mhm.
It goes in one ear and come out the other. And
Wow.
so
Yeah.
and the school thing is so messed up. But you go to school,
Mhm.
I'm gonna say it's like kindergarten. So it's about 12, 14 people in the class. You got a lot of immigrants and everything in the class. And everybody's speaking German already. They already speaking German. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, what the hell they doing in the class that they already
That's
speaking?
right. Yeah.
You know. So I'm the only one in the whole class that don't speak this shit at all. You know. And so I and the teacher only is speaking German. She ain't speaking nothing else. And the teacher that I had, I think she was from uh from from Switzerland or the Netherlands or something. That she also spoke other languages, but she only spoke German in the class. So we get the books out and we gonna do this, we gonna do that. I don't know what the hell she's saying. So, but everybody got a book, so I'm looking around. So I'm seeing what the other person is doing. I said, okay. So I figured this out. It's kind of
Yeah.
like not being able to read music, but you gotta
Right.
know, figure out what to do, what
Yeah.
to play. So I do it and I finish it. I'm normally the first one finish. And I'm ready, boom, I'm ready.
Yeah.
So then the problem came that when everybody's done, then the teacher goes around the room and everybody has got to read
Uh,
what they wrote. I'm dyslexic, okay?
oh, okay. Right.
I'm dyslexic. When I told my mother before she passed, when I told my mother I was going to German school, she laughed. She said, "Son, you can't even speak English yet." Yeah, that's that I used to have to call mama all the time
Right. Right.
to ask her how to spell this and how to spell that. Little bitty words that you would use every day, all the time, and I would just forget how to spell it, and so uh, it was like this happened all the time, and I could never get through it, but I ended up getting a certificate,
Mhm.
saying that I took it. Don't mean that I know it, but I took it.
That's right. Yeah. You could say, "Hey,
So
look, I
yeah,
passed."
yeah.
That's right.
So it's
Yeah.
it's really crazy, man. Really
Hey,
crazy.
hey, Sir Waldo, I got to thank you so much for great to great to meet you and just I mean you've got we probably only touched a tip of what you've been through in the music business,
Oh
but
man, just
yeah, I know
like
just
like
a just
like that.
a bit. So and
Yeah,
we encourage our viewers to go to sirwaldoweathers.net,
yeah.
pick up the music, listen to music. We'll have this interview, the audio mixed in with your music on Mixcloud because YouTube won't let you play the music of the artist. So we only can
Okay, okay,
that's
okay.
we don't
Yeah, I got some tours coming up.
okay.
I have a quartet. Henry Cap Caprio,
Okay.
and I'm hell. I'm saying the name wrong. I know I am. Say it, baby. Tell me. Carpenetto.
Oh,
Carpenetto.
Continental.
That's a
Okay.
couple words I can't say. So we got a little funk quartet, and we getting ready to go up back out on tour again. We done some in Italy, and I'm doing something in Georgia, the country, and I'm in Italy a couple of times, and also doing a thing in London with um, what's the name of the group? Monorail.
Okay. Monorail. Okay.
Monorail is a group from Japan.
Mhm.
Sama Monorail. Funky. Funky.
So
Uh,
you're gonna be busy. That's good. Working
yeah,
musician and
me and
yeah.
Ricky Calloway. Uh, man, so we still out here trying to do what we do, it's rough out here for a brother. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
these young cats are coming out, you know. So, but man, we appreciate your support and everything. And
Right.
I'm glad to finally get to chat with
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks.
you. We've been talking for some
I know.
years.
Yeah. And I take a lot of blame for that because, you know, just got sidetracked. I mean, we moved and health and blah, 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 but no excuse.
Yeah.
This has been great and great. You reached out to me recently and yeah, you got to come back. I know you have lots more to talk about and give my best to Daniela as well.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right. God
Sir
bless you,
Waldo
man.
Weathers. Thanks, brother.
Thank you, man. Ciao, ciao.